Set upon a gentle rise in the landscape, the temple of the Muses reveals itself quietly, a circular form of red sandstone held lightly amongst the trees. Not a structure that demands attention, but one that invites it, drawing you upwards with a subtle sense of purpose until you stand before it and begin to understand what it holds. This temple is a tribute to James Thomson, a Borders poet in 1700, whose work turned towards the natural world at a time when poetry often followed stricter traditions. In his most famous work, The Seasons, he wrote not a simple poem about nature, but within it, capturing the movement of light, the rhythm of changing weather, and the quiet life of woods and fields, and in doing so helped shape what would later become the Romantic movement, influencing poets like Wordsworth and Keats, who would also look to nature as a sort of meaning and reflection. The temple itself was built in 1817 by the Earl of Buchan, a devoted admirer of Thomson's work, and it was never intended as a solitary monument, but as part of a wider landscape carefully arranged to celebrate Scottish identity, where poetry, history, and place could exist together, with Stirling's Tower nearby and the statue of William Wallace further along the hill. Each element contributing to a larger vision in which the landscape itself becomes a kind of living tribute. Originally, the temple sheltered a statue of Apollo. The classical god of poetry and music, a fitting presence for a place dedicated to artistic inspiration, and through that has changed over time. The spirit of the place remains, with a figure still standing within the circle columns, framed but not confined, open to the light and air that move freely through the structure. It is an openness that defines the temple, as it does not separate itself from the natural world, but allows it in. The trees gathered around it, their branches shifting with the seasons, sometimes enclosing the space, sometimes revealing it fully, while the stone carries the marks of time, softened by weather, touched by lichen, and quietly changing as the years pass. Standing here, there is a sense of pause, a small climb to reach the temple, creating a gentle transition, a movement away from the everyday into something more reflective, not a place of grandeur, but of stillness, where attention settles and the landscape begins to speak more clearly. Perhaps that was always the intention, not simply to honor a poet, but to create a space where his vision could still be felt, where the woods, the streams, the rivers, and the open sky continue to hold the same quiet presence he once described. And in that moment of stillness, beneath the dome, And within the circle of stone, the temple becomes more than a monument, becoming instead a meeting place between memory and landscape, where poetry is not only remembered, but gently, almost impeccably continues. So I do hope you enjoyed this segment of Lost Histories in Scotland. So thank you, and I do hope to see you again.